Oh, kitipeta pio. Ayos pumu kinana na Christi kwe. Oh, kinaka patini kwe am street. Ayos pumu kinakshika kito mansinik kamutan. My name is Reg Crowshoe. In our language, it's Awakasi, a dear chief. My grandfather's name was given to me, and I hope I can fill his shoes. That's a big order for the old man and his knowledge. We lit the smudge, and you've asked me questions about relatives. Nikchuko, actually, we say in our language, relatives. So, because the smudge is lit, when I talk, I would look at it as doing a true thing, okay? So whatever I've researched in my mind, what I've seen my grandparents and parents and relatives in the community, what I've heard them and see them do about relatives, is my oral knowledge of relatives. So I'm going to do a recounting of all those and smudge them for you today as true thing. I'm telling you the truth of what I heard and what I know. So as I look at governance, in our oral laws, we call a group of people coming together to achieve goals. We call them Kadakachi, all friends. When I say Kadakachi, all friends, that includes the whole environment, water, animals, and the space, the wind, everything, the birds, they're all our brothers. So we call a creation of a organization in our oral way, a legal organization is called a Kadakaj, all friends group. But when you become a member of all that all friends group, you enter in through the smudge and you become a relative to all the other members. You're all brothers and sisters. So you buy in as relatives. And as your brother and sister, and then when you do your time in that all friends group, then you go to another all friends group, and the older age grade society, all friends group, you become a relative to a parent to this group that you just left. So you always look after their logistics when they get together. And then when you go the third generation to the third group, age group, you become a grandparent, because then you come in and you run their ceremony. But when you get to the fourth generation away, you're a great-grandparent. So as a great-grandparent, you're allowed to sit in their circle as living policies. You guide them. Anytime, you're not a part of making decisions, but that's where you give your guide. That's why in our ceremonies we have our elders sitting there, because there are living policies. They guide us on what we need to do. So if we look at terms of reference, the all friends, the brothers and sisters are members. The all friends is the organization. Brother and sisters are members. The first generation away are your parents, but also that first generation away are your aunts and uncles, because the parents and aunts and uncles work together. If you don't listen, then it's your uncles that are going to serve justice. So they're the board of directors, I would say. They're the board of directors. And your parents are the ones that look after logistics for your staff that works as brothers and sisters, okay? And then above the board, we would look at the grandparents. Those are retired colleagues that come back and advise, or they facilitate. We hire them because they come back and teach that group. And then the fourth generation away is the great-grandparents. But those great-grandparents, like I say, are our policies. So when we look at everything from all friends through to brothers and sisters, to parents, aunts and uncles, grandparents, great-grandparents, you look at those roles, those are our terms of reference. That's what protects our goals and objectives and membership. So those are legal organizations. That's how we would parallel today's Western, the corporate law would say an incorporated organization is its own legal entity. And that's recognized by the law as a legal entity. Well, that's our all friends society. When that legal entity puts together their goals and objectives and their bylaws, then they're putting together, their terms of reference, which is the same as ours. And then when they write their policies and approve them, they put them in files. But our policies don't live in filing cabinets. They're elders sitting in our group, So we do the same parallels in systems working together. So we're not that much far apart. And when I look at relatives is a part of our system, is a part of how we survive as an organization and a group. So that's how my grandmother talked to me about her grandmother talking about governance and what relatives are within a governance structure. Anya.